This is part 3 of the White Belt Toolbox. How to stop the bad things happening to you. In the previous episode, I talked about control. And I talked about the 4-step program in episode 1. To stop the bad things happening to you, don't let them in your armpits, essentially. So if they're in a situation when they're getting into your armpits, especially if they're on top, they're already at like step 3. They're up here in your armpits. They have a lot of control over you. If you don't want them to have as much control over you, get this part of you, your elbow, slightly off, about 2 inches off your elbow into your forearm, down into your hip, and keep it there. If I don't connect my elbow to my hip, and I leave a gap, there's a chance that someone could get through there and reopen up your armpit. There are other things you can do in the future that mean you don't have to worry about this, but when you first start in Jiu-Jitsu, this will make everything so much easier. Anytime you feel you're in danger or bad things are going to come to you, reattach this here to your hip. Not on the inside, that I could see it still. Like, if you have finger tape available when you start Jiu-Jitsu, put some finger tape on your gi or your rash guard, just that distance in there, okay? And just hide that tape. Put it into your hip and just hide it. If you can see that tape, you're not doing it right, keep it in your hip and hold it there. You're trying to hide it from the other person, okay? Imagine you wrote a secret on it or something. If you can do that, their ability to control you has greatly diminished. Thus, also their ability to choke or joint submit you. This will be featured a bit more in the future episode in joints and chokes. But for either of those things to happen, they do need control into your armpits mostly. If you can limit that, you'll be fine. Next is try and get off your back. If you're flat on your back, your legs don't work. Okay? If you imagine like lying completely flat and trying to bridge up, like it's a lot harder than going to the side where I can bridge a lot more effectively. Same as if I asked you to stand up, you couldn't do it if you completely lay parallel to the floor. You couldn't just rise up like a vampire. You'd come to your side first and then you'd stand up. Your legs work when you're angled. Okay, so try and make sure both hips and both shoulders do not hit the floor at the same time. You're always trying to lie at least in a diagonal kind of position. If you can do that, you create a structure into the ground that's going to take a lot of the weight off you, and also allows you to maybe roll to your front and then get up. Because if you go back to this 4-step program, I'm trying to take them back down the numbers. If I've messed up and I'm on my back, and they're looking at number 4, the submission, I want to try and take them back down the numbers. So I want to take them back down to number 3, where they're just in my armpits. I want to take them back to 2, where they're no longer in my armpits, and I can get my guard back. That'll be featured in the episode of What is Guard. And part 1, I want to then stand up. I can run away then. I'm always trying to climb back down those numbers. The more up those numbers they become, the more jiu-jitsu they're doing against me, the more chance I've now got of losing. It's not black and white. There's always grey areas. You can always do like random, cool reversal submissions, but don't worry about those just yet. That's down the line, more advanced stuff. This is bread and butter fundamentals. Work them back down the numbers. Don't let them in your armpits is a core piece of that. The next episode is going to be on what is guard. I've spoken about it a lot already, and I've kind of been teasing it a little bit. That'll make Jiu-Jitsu make a lot more sense just by understanding what that is. Thank you for your time. This has been how to stop the bad things happening to you.